I get emotional. And I don't get emotional because, I just want to get emotional. I get emotional because that's some real life shit. Like, we've been doing everything we can to get our blessings, and we way past due for our blessings. That's the perfect song to me. Anytime, I don't care who it belongs to, anytime it comes to mental health talk, that's the song I think about. Before we go on, let's give this moment of silence for the ones who didn't get a chance to make it here with us today for whatever reason. Let's give this moment to them. Coming up on the couch, obviously today is mental health talk, and the next mental health talk will be next month on the 18th. This Thursday, we got menopause surgeries, health and more with Tai Marie. May 28th is going to be Shroom Talk, and May 30th is going to be Fuck Fentanyl. We're going to wrap up the month with that. If any of these titles, subjects resonate with you, you're more than welcome to come sit on the couch. Now, I don't want to keep much of your time. Oh, and if you are in the Midwest City area, I do news you can use, and I did post a new one today. There's a bomb threat in Midwest City, Reno area, Reno Avenue. I did post the address, and any updates that come, I will be putting them in the comments. So make sure that you keep up with that, including the comments. Today for mental health talk, we just gonna talk about mental health issues. One, if you guys didn't know, the number one diagnosed mental disorder is anxiety. The number one mental health diagnosed issue is anxiety. And I want to say this because I thought this was struck as kind of weird when I read this earlier today. Sorry. But it says it affects 42 million U.S. citizens. U.S. adults. Now, pause, because I noticed that they said U.S. adults. 42 million in U.S. adults. That means United States, if you didn't know what U.S. meant, because some people really don't. But why is it just the U.S. is affected? 42 million of us is affected with anxiety. 42 million of us are suffering from a mental health disorder. 42 million of us in the United States of America. It's not in the world. It's 42 million Americans that are affected by mental health disorders. Now, one, I don't know just yet, but this is, y'all know how I get when I put things out into the atmosphere, how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like y'all specifically put U.S. on purpose because, a lot of people don't like to read. Okay, yeah, we don't. So they not going to really look into that. They going to read it, but they not going to look into it. Hold on. Hello? I know they didn't. Anyways. Sorry. So, first of all, I don't want y'all to think that I'm crazy. But this is real life. Why would they say only the United States of America have 42 million adults that are suffering from mental disorders, mental health disorders? Well, possibly because if you didn't notice, if you read some of the side effects of some of these medications, if you really read into it, some of the side effects will say can cause a manic depressant episode, can cause a anxiety, can cause depression. Some of these medications that they are giving us in the United States of America that's not approved in other countries are actually flaring up a disorder, flaring up a mental health issue. Seriously. You may not want to believe it. Even some of the foods, you may not want to believe it, and it's okay. Do your own research. But Come on now. I'm reading into it, which y'all didn't think that we was going to do anyway. Y'all thought we was going to read it and just keep going. No, you specifically said 42 million US. Why would you put that? Now, I know I'm taking it a little bit further than what the subject is, but imagine that you never had a mental disorder, a mental health issue your whole entire life. And then all of a sudden, you go to a certain part of the hood, or however it happens, or you go to a certain doctor and they give you a medication. And then now all of a sudden you're manic depressant. All of a sudden you have severe anxiety. It never happened before. Watch what you eat. Watch what you intake. Make sure that you checking the labels. Make sure that you looking at what can happen if you take it. Because some of us don't even know that we're taking medications that can make us depressed, that we're taking medications that can make us have anxiety, that we're taking these medications. And then we don't know that 2 months later, all of a sudden, we're just like, we don't have no more emotion. We're literally don't got no energy. You want to sleep all day. You don't even want to go to work no more. You don't want to be around your friends. You don't want to go out, and you don't know exactly what's going on. You don't know exactly why. Well, when I read that this morning, it immediately made me think, okay, if this is the case, then y'all doing something. Because I know hella people that was just fine 3-4 years ago. Now all of a sudden they have anxiety. Now all of a sudden they have this, that. And then whenever I ask them, hey, what did you go through? What have you been going through? What changes have you made in your life to have these mental health disorders or have these mental health issues? Nothing. Or I took this medication, or I took that medication. It's always boiled down to some type of medication. So doesn't it make you think that something or someone in America is making sure that all Americans have been diagnosed with anxiety? They want us dependent. They want us dependent on anxiety medications, depression medications. Y'all better wake up. I just read this and I literally was not about to go this route. As I was doing this segment, I was just like, yeah, we just gonna be talking about mental health. But how, when some of us genuinely shouldn't even have mental health issues or mental health disorders, but we have them because of the medications that our doctor prescribed us. They didn't tell us, oh, well, the side effects is going to be severe disorder of anxiety or severe chronic, whatever. They didn't tell us that. They just give you this medication and they tell you take it. And if you don't take it, you won't be prescribed nothing else. Blah, 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 blah. Too many of us are suffering. And some of us don't even know why or what's happening. It seems like it just happened out of nowhere. And it probably did just happen out of nowhere for you. Because out of nowhere, you thought you was doing good physically, and then all of a sudden you needed to go to the hospital for whatever reason. It could have been for allergies. It could have been for something really simple. And then all of a sudden, you're now having side effects 2-3 months later, and you don't even know to go back to look at the medication because you was like, oh, surely a medication for allergies couldn't have made this happen. So I'm not even going to go back and check any of the medications that I took and what are the side effects. I'm just going to assume that right now I'm just having a manic episode out of nowhere. And sometimes as you get older, you might have these episodes just because. No. Go back and do some research on the things that you've took. The things that you ingested in your body. Whether it was a medication, a drink, or something. Something might have triggered you or triggered a mental disorder. And it might have been purposely done. Who knows? So make sure that you always go back and do the research. Thank you, Robin. Love you. Make sure that you always go back and do the research on anything that you take. Have you ever been out in the world with your friends and then you seen somebody take a drug and they never came back, and you always told that story from the time you get older, like, oh yeah, back in the day when me and Jonathan, we was at this party, Jonathan took this pill that Susie gave Jonathan, and then all of a sudden Jonathan never came back. Jonathan's never been the same. That can be the same with any of these medications that these doctors are giving you. You can never be the same person again. You could think that you're going to be the same person, and then all of a sudden 2 months later you're having a manic episode. You don't know what's going on. You're losing friends left and right. You don't know how to tell them because you don't know how to talk about it. You don't know what to talk about because you never had this type of issue before. Now look at you. You never had this type of issue before, so what do you do? What do you say? How do you research it? You just thinking that this is just what happened. But it could just be what happened from a side effect from a medication that you took. They said 42 million U.S., that means United States of Americans, the fuck, are affected. 42 million of us in America are affected with some type of mental health issue. And you mean to tell me that every single 42 million of us, these are just mental health issues that were supposed to be happening? How many out of the 42 million Americans that are diagnosed with a mental health issue have an onset mental health issue brought on from a medication that their doctor prescribed them? See, they don't have that statistic. They only have the statistic of 42 million Americans having a mental health issue. But they don't go into detail telling you how those 42 million Americans got it. All 42 million of us, not saying that all 42 million of us haven't went through anything, like trying to downplay what you all have been through if you have been through something. I'm saying that all 42 million of us, it's not a natural mental disorder. Something is unnatural about 42 million of us in America having a mental health issue. I don't care what nobody say. It don't sit right with me. It does not sit right with me. And the number one diagnosis of any mental health disorder in America is anxiety. Well, I do remember one time I was about to take a medication and something told me, and it was a medication for lupus. I did my research on the medication and it says it could cause severe depression. I'm already depressed. I don't want to be severely depressed after I take this medication. And then what if I would have took it and I didn't know what it would have done? And the only reason why I even did my research on this medication was because of having other issues from other medications. So my wife always taught me, baby, go ahead and read all the side effects, even if it says only 1% of every person is affected. Even if it says that, always make sure that you read into it, look into it, do your research, all of that. Do that, because you never know what medication that you have put in your system that have caused you to now have severe depression, severe anxiety, paranoia. And there's signs if you're going to have a severe mental health crisis. You'll get real paranoid. You'll get real depressed, isolated. You don't want to be around nobody. When you are feeling any of those feelings, Grand Rising friend, I love you. If you feel any of those feelings, please, I'm begging you, please reach out. Even if you can't understand the feelings that you're feeling, there's someone that is in your circle or around you that may understand exactly what you're going through. Just explain it. Sometimes we have to be detailed with what we're going through in order for somebody to understand what we're going through, to help us understand better too what we're going through. We have to. Because if you just stay quiet and you're not telling anybody that you're having suicidal thoughts or ideas, or even if your friends don't notice that you are isolating yourself. I always notice when any of my friends isolate themselves. I give them the space that they need, respectfully, But I'm not going to give them too much space because you need me. I need you. I love you. Sorry. I'm going to be a bugaboo. And that's just what it is. Sometimes we have to be a bugaboo for our friends because we don't want our people to isolate themselves. When we see somebody isolating themselves severely, we know because of what we went through. And it might not be exactly what they're going through, but we kind of recognize some similar signs. Some of us won't speak on it like, yo, I noticed that, you're isolating and I used to do that. Is there anything that you're going through? They might not say it like that, but they might be like, hey, pull up, come smoke. Let's smoke one. Hey, let's hang out. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, be around us. It might come in that type of form. Because they don't want to push you away. I don't want to lose a friend just because I'm trying to figure out if their mental health issue is bothering them right now and they just don't want to talk about it. If you don't want to talk about it, me bringing it up ain't going to make you want to talk about it. No, but me being there for you might make you want to talk about it. So let's be there for our friends because we have no idea what somebody is going through mentally. And then some people that don't know how to explain what they're going through mentally. They just like, okay, let me isolate myself because I know my energy ain't right. Well, if somebody's saying that their energy ain't right, that's letting you know right then and there, something might be going on with them mentally. Something might be going on with them mentally because if they feel like they're going to be around you and they're going to suck something out of you, then they're going through something. We have to be able to recognize those signs as well. We can't just say, oh, yeah, I know whenever a guy like me or I know when a girl like me, but we don't know whenever our friends are depressed. Huh? Oh, you know when such and such is flirting with you, but you don't know whenever your friend has been crying. Even your mate, y'all claim that y'all know all of this. Y'all psychics, except for when it comes to the things that actually fucking matter. We got to do better. We have to. I'm not saying call up all your people right now. But I'm saying that don't forget that you're not the only one in the world that's going through things. It's 42 million of us, actually, that are going through things. And 42 million of us might not even know exactly what we're going through. Have you ever been so sad, depressed, crying, and you didn't even know why? Like literally nothing sad has happened. Nothing bad has happened. But you just feel so emotional and you want to cry and you don't want to be bothered by anybody. You just want to have this moment to just do this. You just do. You don't want to be bothered. You don't want to be seen. Not even by your kids. Not by your best friend, not by your mother. You don't want to be seen by anyone. You just want to cry. You ever felt like that? Guess how many other people are feeling just like that? Guess how many of your friends? We've been seeing a spike lately I know for sure. I've seen a spike lately in my friends list. Feeling defeated. Speaking of being defeated, speaking of depression, sadness, and a lot of it has to be because of right now society. Because right now, the way the world is, some of us aren't working our full hours that we used to work. So we're not bringing in the same money, which means the bills aren't getting the same payments. Some of our lights is almost about to be off. Some of us is about to be kicked out of our houses because we can't pay our rent or our mortgage. Do you know anybody that's going through that right now, that's smiling, that's happy about it? No. It brings on depression. It brings on anxiety. It brings on all of these emotions that you might not even be able to identify. Because all you could think about is, oh my God, this bill. Oh my God, I'm about to get kicked out. Oh my God, the lights are about to get out. Oh my God, my kids. Oh my God, this. Oh my God, that. No, I can't work. No hours. That's all you could think about. You don't even want to be in front of nobody because you can't even control your thoughts right now. It's crazy. It's hurtful. It's sad. It's depressing. Very depressing. When you've done all you can do and still all you can do is not enough. When you've done everything that you can and it's still not enough. You still fall short. Who in the world has the best attitude or the best mental health whenever those issues are running through your mind? How? How are you okay? 42 million of us aren't okay. So we have to be here for each other. That's why mental health talk is so important. Mental health is so important. Because even though I'm not the strongest right now, just a little bit of your strongness, just a little bit of your motivation can push me to being a little bit stronger than I was a second ago. And maybe, just maybe, that might be all that matters. All right, you laughing. I'm for real. 42 million of us in the U.S. It's crazy. If you're in the Oklahoma area, you can always call or text 988. 988 is the mental health hotline if you're having a crisis. But I do want to say this. There's been more than one video that we have seen of someone reaching out to whether they hit 988 or they called 911. But there's too many people of color that call for help when they're having a mental health crisis, and they are treated like a criminal. Some of them are murdered. And they're having a crisis. It's literally, oh yeah, they got a call for a crisis that such and such was happening. And then the officers that are responding aren't responding in the way that they're supposed to. They are physically causing harm to the people that called for their help. So it makes it hard for people of color to ask for help or to reach out for help when it comes to mental health issues, because if they're having a mental health crisis and they walk into a hotel and they like, hey, can I use the phone? And no matter what they look like or how they look or what they're wearing, they're treated fucked up. And we've seen time and time again of these videos going viral of people of color asking for help and they get murdered or arrested. Or they don't even have a voice because some of them, their mental health issue is so much that they can't even verbally speak. And instead of getting the help that they need, they are physically assaulted or physically fucking murdered. No help received. So for the ones that are in position to help, genuinely help, no matter what someone looks like, no matter what your preference is of persons or people to be around. If you are in a position to help people, you should not use any type of, it should be all heart. It should never be, oh, well, because they black and I don't really like black people, or because they Mexican, I don't really do Mexicans, or because they dirty, or because they smell bad. If someone is calling and telling you that they have a crisis, mental health, thank you for the gifts. And the first thing you do is attack them, cause harm to them, even become condescending, because I don't know about you guys, but when people are condescending with me, when I'm having a mental health crisis or issue or something going on in my head and somebody comes over being condescending, it automatically makes me want to dig their fucking eyes out. Like, I don't know why. It's just like I'm already having a moment, and then you think that coming over here doing or saying whatever you're saying is going to make me feel better. It's not. Now your eyes are gouged out because you want to keep fucking playing with my head. And I'm already in my head. Don't do it. So, being condescending, joking, or trying to be facetious, it's not the fucking time when somebody is having a crisis. Just like how when we go places and we're talking to people and we like, hey, read the room. Read the fucking room. As a matter of fact, if it has to do with anything mental health, it shouldn't even be no room to be fucking read. It should be help, 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 help. Period. We should not be seeing videos and then the first thing that they say is such and such calls for the police or 988 for a mental health crisis and ended up in a body bag. What the fuck? What the absolute fuck? Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Anybody that take that position to help people, if you aren't genuinely there to help, you need to get the fuck on. You need to get the fuck on and never come back to any type of job like that, because there are genuinely people that need help and they don't get the help that they need because there are fucked up ass motherfucking people like you that are out there that have this type of evilness in your heart. Whether it's an officer, a mental health doctor, if you cause any type of harm to someone who needs help and they're reaching out for help, then you are a fucked up person and you should expect to be in hell when the time comes. Don't expect to be up in heaven and go into the heavenly gates. Expect to be in the burning gates of hell, because that's where you need to be. Disrespectfully. I said it. If you're just now tuning in, it's the Couch Chronicles where it ain't no fucking limits. I do this every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday from 8 Central Time. Follow Couch Chronicles No Limits on Spotify, Apple, Pandora, THA Couch on Facebook, TikTok, Big O, Twitch, fan base, favorite it, TikTok, Instagram. Did I say that already? Anyways, I'm everywhere. Also, make sure that you subscribe so that you never miss a couch. Today, we went live early. We usually are live at 8 Central Time. And everybody that's been sending gifts, thank you so much. Mama C, seriously, it means a lot to me. If you guys are watching on any other platform and if you would like to send gifts, it ain't never mandatory, but it's always appreciated. And if I don't catch it at the time, whenever it tells me that you sent it, at the end of the live, it usually tell me, and I will make sure that I say thank you, because I'm very thankful. Anybody that has sent any tips to the couch, and if you do want to, whatever platform you're watching from, TRJ merch, $ TRJ merch, any of it, I appreciate it. Y'all literally have been helping keep the lights on, be able to do segments outside. Mama C, I really appreciate that you've been following me. I appreciate all the support. It's all about love, support, good vibes, and positive energy, and that's all we trying to spread. So let's do it. Let's spread it. It was Mental Health Talk. The next Mental Health Talk will be next month on the 18th. Tomorrow, we back to the regular schedule. And if you a Thunder fan, we playing tonight at 7:30. Let's go. I love you guys so much. It's the Couch Chronicles where it ain't no fucking limits. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Good day.